This is week 10 of Sunday football with the NFL, and I'm joined by Dave Chali, and I'm Dr. Kenya Oscar Radoli. Dave, how's it going up in Canada?
My brother, man, loving you for real, man. You know, in Canada up here, as I said, we're dealing with the COVID. We got Diwali, but you know what? We are a peaceful nation, man. We love each other, and we're going to continue to just do what's right. Just do what's right, which is be responsible.
You know, and if humanity operated from that framework, I think we'll be a better place. We'll be in a better world. But we're going to move on. We're going to talk about last week's main game that we told people to watch, or we thought that would be a great game. Tampa Bay versus New Orleans Saints. David, how did that game go? What were your thoughts about that game?
My brother, I must apologize to Drew Brees. That's all I can say, is that I must apologize to Drew Brees. I knew he was good. I knew he's a Hall of Famer, but you know, he was missing Michael Thomas. Michael Thomas, you don't understand how good Michael Thomas is.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I always say the measure of any athlete is how much better they make everybody else around them. And Michael Thomas did that for Drew Brees, Alvin Kamara, Emmanuel Sanders. You know, there's no double teaming here. There's no what. You know, you could see the pressure was gone. Drew Brees was hitting his marks in rhythm every time. You know, he reminded me of, Luther Vandross in his prime, just hitting the notes perfectly, and making sure that you understand that this is what I'm doing. What a show. What a show.
It was
man.
a masterclass. It was a masterclass,
Well,
and I think Tom Brady was humbled because he was brought back to reality that
he can't just go into NFC West, is it NFC South,
yeah.
and think that he can run that division. Drew Brees is saying, hell no. Remember, Drew Brees and the Saints have lost on a controversial call in the last game before the Super Bowl the last 2 years.
Yeah.
They should have won a couple of Super Bowls over this. So I think this is their final run. And again, Michael Thomas after the game, it goes, he's been out because of discipline issues and injuries, came back, and all he said was, my job here is to help this team win a Super Bowl.
Seems like he's on his way of doing that with that performance last week. It was fantastic. Real quick, let's touch on Antonio Brown's first game back against the Saints. How did that go?
There's it was not a good showing, and I'm not gonna blame Antonio Brown. I'm gonna blame the coaching staff and Tom Brady. I'm gonna blame them both. They went to him too much. They have so much talent in Tampa Bay, but they attempted to go to him too much, and therefore they missed out on other opportunities that they had that were in the scheme. That Saints defense was very good. Don't get me wrong. They pressured Tom Brady. They took away a lot of the things that they do well, but they also understood that Tom Brady would go to Antonio Brown.
Almost as if trying to make a statement that we made the right choice to bring Antonio Brown.
Absolutely. And then it's after the game I found out that not only is the situation a bit, over the top, Antonio Brown is living with Tom Brady. And I don't know, man. Is there some sort of pressure, when you live with somebody, you're running plays together, that you're doing things outside the coaching scheme? Because you're at home, you're breaking down film together, you're doing what? Say, okay, yeah, this one, do it like this. So then now you want to go out on the field and try and prove that.
I think it takes some time to get
Yeah,
there. It takes some time.
it takes some time, right? So I don't know, man, but it was a masterclass, and apologize, because the game should have been, Ali Frazier type, and it just was not.
It was not. Yeah, it was
It
not.
was Ali all the way, Boomaye.
And that was a Sunday night game, right?
Yeah,
That was a Sunday night game.
it was over by halftime.
Right. And for the folks that are outside the US, Sunday night games are mainly the main feature. Sometimes those are like the biggest games for the network. So it's supposed to be one of those games that everyone is glued in, and yes, but by halftime, like what Dave was saying, it was over by then.
Put it this way, you know, in previous seasons when this is going on, at least we had Game of Thrones to tune to and say, okay, this game's over. We can go watch Game of Thrones. Now we have nothing. We're stuck watching somebody just Tom Brady just get annihilated. Ah.
Yo, but those are two seasoned quarterbacks, right?
Yeah.
Who are pretty much have been owning the league. Let's move into this new crop of quarterbacks that have come into the league. We have got Tua Tagovailoa of
Uh-huh.
Miami, and we've got Kyler Murray of Arizona Cardinals, and we also have the young Justin Herbert of San Diego Chargers. I know last week we talked about the game with Tua, Miami versus Arizona Cardinals. That was Tua versus Kyler Murray. That was a shootout, Dave.
What a game, man. You know, the future of the NFL is in great hands. I mean, what a game. To Kyler, that was Ali Frazier. These kids went toe to toe. And you remember, man, when they were both in school at the same time, and they were literally the number one and number two rated quarterbacks. Then Kyler Murray came out to stayed another year because he was a freshman, right? So he went back to do his sophomore year. Didn't go too well. He got injured. I don't know if people saw that after the game, he just sat there at midfield, just taking it all in because there was a moment in his life where he thought he wasn't going to play this game again.
Second time.
Just soaking it in, going glad to be here. And came to find out, he called his parents from that position to say, "We are here. Can you believe we are here? I get to do this."
Now, these are young quarterbacks coming out of college straight into the NFL. In the past, this was not the case. Quarterbacks who were drafted usually sat out 1 to 2 years before they played the game, right?
Well, let's look at it like this. We only have evidence in my era of one guy delivering. And he's from your town. Big Ben won a Super Bowl as a rookie quarterback.
Yeah. Ben Roethlisberger. Again, look at his size.
Yes.
6'9". He was
Yeah.
a man amongst boys.
Yeah. Right? So when you look at that, right? So he's pretty much the only one. But listen, man, these kids they're better prepared. They study film better. They are just ready for the NFL. And we just mentioned three of them, but come on, man. Look at Burrows at Cincinnati. Unbelievable. Last week we had another kid from Jacksonville, step in for their injured quarterback, and he got them in line just as kicker screwed up the game. Jacksonville should have won that game. But this kid, first kid to throw for over 300 passing yards, over 25 attempts, and 2 touchdowns as a rookie. First time ever that's been done in a rookie debut.
Right. And in terms of these kids being ready, I also want to say how the NFL has actually morphed into more of a collegiate style of play. It's quick, shotgun, the spread. So these kids are coming in after doing 2-3 years of college football, and most NFL teams have also adopted that kind of play. So it's not new to them anymore. It's like they're coming in there and they're making an impact right off the back as freshmen, or rather as rookies in the NFL.
Well, it is a quarterback driven league. You can sit here and say whatever you want. If you don't have a franchise quarterback, you're going to suffer. It's just the way it is, right? And the rules they've changed in terms of how you can hit the quarterback, what you can do to them. They're literally protected to a different level. So the the young guys with the college game, they've come up with all these schemes. They can all run, they can all pass, they can all jump high. I mean, it's insane the athleticism that they have. And due to this, you get this creativity. And then these young minds, these college coordinators, that are coming out and becoming head coaches now. I mean, you look at it, the best coaches outside of Bill Belichick and Andy Reid, everybody else is pretty much the same age as the players who are playing.
Yeah, and let's move into our next segment where we talk about the two main games that we think are going to take place this Sunday. Some of those games may have Tua, and they may have Kyler Murray, they may have Justin Herbert. But what are your thoughts?
My thoughts? Well, let's go with the Chargers Dolphins. You got Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert is lights out. I mean, look at this, man. He's got a 67% completion rate. He's already thrown for 21,000 yards. He's got 17 touchdowns, 5 INTs. He put it this way: the Chargers' record should be so much better, but it's not Justin Herbert. It's the defense. They go up, they take leads, and then next thing you know, second half, the defense can't stop anybody, and they lose on a field goal. They lose on a turnover. It's been amazing to watch the Chargers, and this game will be the hardest for Justin because the Miami defense,
right,
Doc, for real. Tua has got a defense. So Tua won't have to do much. He just has to manage the game because his defense is always going to give him good field position.
Yeah.
Right? So he just needs to manage the game. And so far, in 2 games, no turnovers, no INTs. Last week he was phenomenal. Him and Kyler Murray. I mean, that was popcorn love right there, man. What a game. Game of the week, man. What a game, right? And so if Justin Herbert can handle the defense, we might get the same situation we saw last week. Because that's what it's going to take. But this Miami defense, it's for real. It's for real. So Tua gets the advantage, I believe, there.
All right. And about the second game, I kept thinking about Seahawks and the Los Angeles Rams. Okay.
Divisional game, as you know, it's the best division in football. We keep talking about that. You got Seattle, you got the Rams, you got the Arizona Cardinals, right? And then you got the 49ers. And again, the 49ers, all those injuries. But Seattle, put it this way. I don't know if the Rams are going to commit to the run. Because if they do, they might be able to beat Seattle. If they don't, Russell's going to do what Russell does.
So
Russell's going to do what Russell does.
Let me share you some information. The worst secondary defense, one of the worst right now, is the Seahawks. Okay. So they have let in so many points this season that the only person or the unit that has helped them stay in games and win games has been the offense. Russell Wilson cooking it up, like you mentioned before.
Last week, he lost because Russell Wilson threw 2 picks. Russell Wilson, 2 fumbles.
Because he was harassed by the defense of Buffalo.
The Bills' defense was amazing. The Bills' defense was amazing.
They harassed, right? So LA Rams, if they can put on the same pressure on Russell, and LA Rams just do the thing that they are doing, they do have a good record this season. If they continue, if you take care of Russell Wilson, you've won the game. If you contain Russell Wilson, you've won the game.
Right? That's what they have to do. But on the other side, they also need. So this is what I'm saying, is that they need to run the ball, because I would say the best way to maintain Russell Wilson is to keep him on the sidelines. Don't give him the ball.
Okay, I get your point. So, and by the way, LA Rams have a very good running offense.
Yeah,
a good running offense. So we'll see how that goes, Dave.
Yeah.
So for me, those are the 2 games, Dave. And I don't want to waste too many people's time. We like chopping it up. By the way, if you all don't know, Dave and I can talk about different topics nonstop. But we just wanted to give you guys a quick synopsis of what's happening this Sunday, what happened last Sunday, some of the things that are coming up in terms of the young players in the league who are doing fantastically well. We wish them best of luck. But Dave, any last parting words? I know we've not talked about the Eagles and the Giants. Let's finish up with that. The Eagles and the Giants are playing this Sunday. Actually, it's going to be at 1:00, if I'm not wrong.
That is correct. My Eagles. And all I can say is that Carson Wentz better show up, man. That's all I got to say. Carson Wentz better show up. You know, it's the worst division in football, but this should be a good game. Eagles should have the upper hand because Zach Ertz is back. Lane Johnson is back. You know, Peterson, who's going to play left tackle, is back. So we're starting to get healthy. Alshon Jeffries, remember him, Alshon Jeffrey?
Yeah.
When was the last time you heard that name? What was it, 2 years ago?
Yeah. Something
right?
like that.
So we're getting healthy, right? So this should bring something. But I'm not going to recommend that you guys go out and watch it. I'm going to watch it because I'm an Eagles fan.
You know, I'm going to be honest that the Eagles are going to lose that game because the Giants are taking care of business. I'm just going to be honest. They're going to lose that game. You know, Castle Wentz has been protected. Castle Wentz has been the most sacked quarterback, the most hit quarterback. I don't know how he's still walking. He's a tough nut, but they have not done a good job protecting Castle Wentz. He's thrown the most turnovers this season. It's been rapid fire, you know.
But,
it's been
but
rapid
you know
fire.
what? It's not necessarily the offensive line.
Let me finish, right? Again, this is just being objective. I've watched the Giants put up some good wins. They're healthier. And they're not a great team. They're a good team. The Eagles are not even a good team this year because of what we've seen. Like when we say it's the worst division, we're letting our listeners or our fans understand the worst division, meaning things have just gone wrong in that division. Yeah, the games are not easy to watch. The games are difficult to watch. There are flashes of brilliance, but that's about it. That's why David was like saying, I don't recommend anyone to watch that game, right? Not because we hate the teams. It's just been a tough division, you know.
It's bad football. It's bad football all the way around. But the other game to watch, Bills Cardinals, man. Josh Allen, Kyler Murray. That's the other game to watch. Get your popcorn ready, man. That's gonna be a good game. Bills at 7-2, Cardinals at 5-3. That's the game to watch.
All right. Hey, we leave it there. Once again, you know, we always look forward to bringing you this analysis from our perspective, from us to you. You know, Dave always likes saying that we're just two African brothers giving you guys the rundown. I always also add in with just two black men. Yeah, just giving you guys our perspective, the love of the game, telling you about the football Sunday culture in the United States of America. David knows a lot about this. David has spent a lot of years in America, in Philadelphia, in Pennsylvania, and we're just happy to do this.
It's like I said, you know, we understand the privilege and the responsibility that comes with what we're doing. So we thank you to all our listeners, you know. But like I said, you know, just two African brothers talking about football, man. I love y'all.
Man, talking about football. Hey, have a good one, everyone. Thanks for listening. Thanks for tuning in. Until next week. That's going to be week 12, Dave. Can you believe it?
Thanksgiving. Week 11, week 12. We're good.
Is it Thanksgiving week?
Nope. No. One more. Yeah, one more.
All right, everyone. Take it easy.
Peace.
Goodbye.